Disney is betting big on Avatar. And, well, we know that Avatar Fire and Ash is coming out this December right here, and the projections look strong, promising, maybe a little under what the previous film did, but you can tell that the Walt Disney Company is betting big. Now, we already know that DCA, or Disney California Adventure, over there at Disneyland Resort, is getting an Avatar-themed area, and that's thanks to Bob Iger himself, actually. But there have been rumors that if you were to bring another Avatar to life, that it possibly take place in Disneyland Paris. And it appears maybe we might be heading in that direction. Here you go from Walt Disney World News Today. Long rumored Avatar Land possibly hinted at for Disneyland Paris. That's by Lauren Streckner over there, November 24th, 2025. Diagram shared by Disney of the infrastructure behind and below its new Cascade of Light show in Disney Adventure World hints at a possible new Avatar Land for the evolving park. Now, for those of you who might not actually know what this show is all about, they have constructed a big lagoon out there at Disney Adventure World, and they plan to have a lagoon show, not too dissimilar to what they did for like World of Color back in the day when they relaunched Disney California Adventure. And you can kind of see some of these concepts right here. Apparently, to bring this new drone/water/protection show to life, they have constructed these very unique barges. And as part of these barges, you can kind of see right here, they have these prototype names printed on them. Go ahead.
Are they taco shaped?
They're not taco shaped. And here's the other thing, Jonas, I love how you bring this up. They're actually going to be tugged out there, or I should say, I guess they might be remotely controlled out there, so they don't spend all day out there in front of guests. Boy, what a concept that is. But if we examine this piece of concept rendering very closely, we can actually see Loki, Na'vi. Others say Lion King. Others point to other characters included around that Adventure Bay right there. So it's got a lot of people suspecting that, well, just like with Frozen, and just like with Loki coming from the worlds of Marvel, and Lion King, which we know we're going to get, perhaps a fourth land is on the way, and perhaps that being the third iteration now of Pandora at a Disney park.
Of course,
my question to you guys is, though,
they've got Loki in the French would love Loki. He probably smokes. He's probably a smoker, and not like a vape kind of guy. He's like a actual cigarettes. Not cigars. That'd be too butch.
So as I step out of here, I'm going to suggest one other thing. Sure. That they will definitely be adding into the mix. It's going to be Up or something from Pixar. I think we'll be seeing.
Yeah, well, they have to make sure that brand is represented there. Yeah. The interesting thing to me is I almost wonder if they're building the theme park land because they want to say that they have the rights to it. I don't think that they have the Imagineering capability of making something that is breaking new ground the way that Pandora at Animal Kingdom did. I just don't think that they have that sauce anymore at the company. They might be able to rent that sauce for a consulting fee at a 6-month basis. Well, but I don't think they have what it takes to build these things the way that they have been built in the past.
They need some groundbreaking ride system that they unfortunately have passed on multiple times in the past. I don't see them going out and finding a new Pandora's box ride system, or the Kakua robot arm system, or the elevators that we now have in the Ministry of Magic, or any number of other kinds of ride systems out there that would differentiate the attraction enough from something else. But that's just
here's the thing, Culture. Before you leave, I kind of want to pick your brain on this. The rumor for Avatar at Disney California Adventure, which you can see right here, roughly the area where this is going in, the rumor there is that they'll be bringing Shanghai Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean ride system to this attraction. Is that something noteworthy enough to set it apart?
And do another boat attraction of boredom? I mean, it'll be a new kind of boring. I mean, and can Disney afford to do another screen-based attraction? Certainly. And will they? Maybe. It's just, we're in a weird place where all this is as far as that goes. Is that noteworthy enough Sure. I mean, for Disney, yeah. I mean, they could actually have the boat point the right direction, as you coast through a terrible shaman experience that, is not all that thrilling. I just don't see I don't see audiences being wowed by it because they're not being wowed by it now, whether or not you have a directional boat or not. So it's not that exciting. Now, if they had a floating boat, we could have a different conversation. But I've reached the point at which, with Disney and any of their supposedly new ideas, I don't care because they've never lived up to what they promoted all the way through Star Wars. So let's promote Lion King. Let's promote Pixar in other forms and fashions. Let's promote Loki and Marvel and all that. They haven't lived up to anything yet. There's no Iron Man attraction that we were all, anticipating. There's nothing. And
there is a Kuka arm paint mixer that you can strap yourself into.
That's true.
I'm going
like the Monsters Unleashed, but without the theming.
Yeah. And look, outside of separating your shoulder with the Spider-Man attraction, there really isn't anything that's innovative coming out of Disney, and it hasn't for a long period of time. So those are my thoughts. I hope everybody has a joyous and are very thankful on this Thanksgiving. And be sure to, throw out some random compliments and suggestions to your family. And tell them no thank you to whatever weird 3-bean casserole thing that they're throwing at you. I'll see you later.
Give them unsolicited life advice while you're at it.
Now, Jonas, very, very briefly, I believe you were going to say something right before Culture decided to share his thoughts before he left.
Just looking at this, it's great that they're finally getting Avatar there, but it's also I just have very many questions about how popular is Avatar in France, and is this going to be the kind of land that it needs to transcend the popularity of the IP itself? Like Dark Universe, it's not really the universal monsters that brings people in there. It's the care that is obviously shown and the creativity and people going in and said, the lands are meant to spark interest in the property as opposed to the other way around as the coat hook for people to be like, oh, well, yeah, the kids like Paw Patrol today, so we're going to go to the Paw Patrol ride. Well, in order to fulfill that one, all you got to do is repaint a roller coaster. That's not the kind of thing that Disney needs to be doing here. So get your Avatar land in. Eventually they're going to hit the end of the road at some point, because they're not creating new IPs that people want to see in the parks, and they're not going to be able to purchase anything because that also there's a finite number of media companies that can be bought. The next thing that they can do is beg BBC Studios to put in a good word with Ludo to buy Bluey. That's about the only thing they have left, and they will have to overpay for it if they want that. They are running out of track, and Avatar Land at Disneyland Paris is, forgive me, a sign that they're running out of ideas.
I would agree with you there. And look, I kind of agree with Culture in that they could bring an upride to life. Unfortunately, the one that Disneyland Paris is getting is basically Silly Symphony's Wings Paris. It's really kind of unfortunate because you could do so much with this attraction, and yet they're going to be using it for swing ride. Okay, fine, whatever. I guess you can find the same thing at like Tivoli Gardens or something like that. But all right, this is the direction they're going to. But Jonas, I think you keyed on something really interesting in that whatever they do with Avatar in Disneyland Paris really does have to transcend the nature of the IP. I think they accomplished that in Animal Kingdom. I don't know if this crop of Imagineers can duplicate that, because they are not going with just simply copies of what they did in Pandora at Animal Kingdom. No. They're going with completely new designs for Disney California Adventure and what we anticipate for Disneyland Paris if they do end up going this route. So is the brand being overextended at this point? I kind of feels that way. I do wonder how relevant it will be, especially, now that they've extended these sequels out the way they have. It's very, very interesting, but hey, we're going to be keeping everybody up to date on this and so much more here on That Park Place.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.